What's up, fellow classers? It's Apollyon here, and I wanted to do this video since the Town Hall 12 update has hit, and we've been getting used to it and seeing what kind of strategies work best, attack strategies of new ones, old ones, whatever. And this is the one that we've found that has worked the best or the most consistent through any type of base design and fresh hits, cleanup, whatever it is. Not to say that the other ones are not good, like Falcon, Laloon, Witches, and a bunch of other Queen Walks. But this is the one where it takes the least amount of planning and you get the most bang for your buck. And that's using almost, hogs with a couple of different versatilities with golems, and in the clan castle, either bowlers or valks. So let's take a look at the first one. I'm going to do a wall breaker video as well and explain, or the wall wrecker, I'm sorry, the wall wrecker video, and show how you are to use that. But in my opinion, I think they need to take it away from Town Hall 10. They might need to take it away from Town Hall 11 too, but it's just too overpowering, and this is the reason why. It allows you to get rid of all of your wall breakers. You don't need any wall breakers anymore unless you're doing a really complex queen charge or whatever, but even then you can use your wall wrecker at that place. And it basically gives you an extra golem. It's a huge tank with like 7,200 hit points. And it's a Trojan horse that holds whatever you want, and you can just drop a rage down there and get into the core and start taking things out. Whereas to do without the wall wrecker, you need like 10 wall breakers or jumps. And that's another thing it saves you, is traditionally when you're doing this attack, you're using 1 jump, 1 rage, 3 heals, and 5+ wall breakers or 4+ wall breakers. Here you're saving an extra spell. You don't need the jump. You're saving extra at least 8 to 10 troop space of wall breakers, and your funneling needs to be so less decisive. So let's take a look at it. Now normally when you're doing an attack, as you'll see with all the rest of the attacks, you want to come in through the opposite side of the town hall so that that wall wrecker can get in through at least towards the core. We're going to do things a little different on this attack. We're going to come in straight into the town hall at 9 o'clock, and that's just because it's so much value. Now obviously with any kind of GoHoBo or GoVa or Go whatever, GoHoVa, whatever it is, you want to get the clan castle and the enemy queen, and that's pretty much the 2 biggest things that you have to get, unless you have another way of taking care of them. So look at how much value we're getting from this wall wrecker. It is just tearing up. It basically 2 shots the wall. You've got any kind of clan castle, doesn't matter. It can deal with any of those type of things. And then we drop the rage in here, which when the wall wrecker breaks, it just throws out all these valks under rage, which do tons of damage. We have a strong core there, but that's fine because we've already taken care of the enemy queen, the clan castle, and we still have a queen that's up, and she's going to be able to snipe at least one of these the Inferno towers. And this is a complete max Town Hall 10. So everything, defenses, walls, everything. If you can do it on this one, you can do it on any one at all. And what makes it also really powerful, like we talked about, is the 4 heals. You've got 4 heals and 32 hogs to push through this base, and there's just no way you can defend against that. You can start being a little bit more loose with your heal drops. You don't have to be so stingy like you would in a normal GoHoBo or GoHoVa or whatever it is, and just pushing all the way through this base with just heal after heal after heal, and taking care of these hog riders. We will have to take care of that last Inferno tower. There it goes down, and when this mortar goes down and the archer tower goes down, they'll be able to turn back on the barbarian king. Just I think 15 hogs or so here. This base is completely wrecked. I have a couple wizards that are doing the sides, just meeting up with those hogs that have finished, and pretty soon they'll all end up right by that barbarian king. We've sped things up. We'll speed things up a little bit quicker. There we go. The king's still taking out a couple. We've got plenty of hogs, but we don't even take out the king in this one. So we don't even need to do that. All right, let's look at number 16. Still using 1 golem on this one with archer, and we're going to come in through the opposite side now at 3 o'clock. And if you don't know what the wall wrecker's job is it's basically to make a beeline right to the town hall, ignore all walls, ignore all anything, and go straight for it. Whatever's in its way gets bowled over. It does 10 times damage, I think, to walls, and it does a lot of damage to defenses and buildings. So we're just doing some funneling work. We do have a golem down right now, so we could take care of that funneling. We dropped the wall wrecker down, and it's just gonna, I think, at 2 shots. There's 1 shot, there's 2 shots, and look at how much of the wall it does take out. There's 1 shot and 2 shot, and it's still gonna make its way all the way in here. Now, I like sometimes to bring a freeze, because when you get on that Inferno Tower, a quick freeze on that Inferno Tower resets it completely again and buys you even more. But we've missed a little bit of that rage, so we're not really getting as much value out of our, I'm not sure what's in there, maybe either bowlers or Valkyries, whatever it is. Remember, all we need to do is get the enemy CC, the enemy queen, king would be nice too, which we've accomplished all those things, and now we've got just a straight path of an L shape for these hogs to come in from 12 and counterclockwise all through this base. We still have 2 more heals left over after this. I think we used 2 rages on this, if I'm not mistaken. So you can mix and match depending on the base. But able to go ahead and take care of everything at 9 o'clock, and we still have 1 extra heal. That's going to be plenty. I think we, well, I don't know, we could have dropped that a little further down south, but we do have a lot of skellies, so you want to make sure you have possibly 2 poisons, depending on if everything's set to ground. And then we've got the queen still up, and we've got the hogs making their way through with tons of wizards. Look how many wizards. I think in this particular case, you could have, taken out a couple of the wizards and maybe even baby dragon. Instead of using 2 golems, he was able to use the wall wrecker as an extra golem for the shattered entry and bring 5 bowlers, which would have taken the same space as an extra golem. So it just gives you so much more use. Okay, so it was a golem in the clan castle to tank, which I probably would not have even brought on this attack. So if it was changed, if we would have brought Valks or bowlers, it would have even done more damage, because the Inferno Tower takes out that golem and gets almost no value out of it. But you see, we still can, it's so versatile, you can still do tons of different things. 17, we're going to use no golem here. So it's basically like a cold-blooded entry, because we're going to use the wall wrecker as a golem. And then I think we have 1 healer for the queen, because her job is just to go ahead and walk all the way from 3 o'clock all the way around the base counterclockwise towards the 9 o'clock, and just needs to take out 1 point defense at a time. And it's a very, very nice strategy. And we know it's a Laloon in the clan castle, so we're just going to ignore that lava hound and not bring anything that attacks air. So it's going really, really well. The wall wrecker is just breaking tons of walls, just tanking for all of the bowlers and the king. And we have another 32 hogs and a couple wizards and a miner after all is said and done. So it's just really nice. Queen has to pop her ability just to make sure she gets past those 2-point defenses, and now it's just smooth sailing for her, because those hogs are going to take care of all the rest of the defenses. Look at that nice L-shaped pathing for the hogs once they get through this Inferno Tower and Tesla, and then make their way down towards the core with the other group of hogs at 9 o'clock. So just dropping those heals. We've only used 2 so far. We have 2 more. And very little of the base that's left. We've really just got to worry about the giant bombs at this point, because there's very few defenses that can really wreck all these hogs. A couple will lose to spring traps, but look at this. There's just so many coming down at 7 o'clock. And we've got the Tesla and the Inferno Tower going with the Lava Hound. The Queen doing her own thing up top. Lava Hound's absolutely taken out of this battle, not even worrying about it at all. And then we'll just go ahead and fast forward and watch as the hogs are cleaning up. I don't think that the queen almost doesn't even meet up with that lava hound until the very, very end, so doesn't even pop it. Just really, really nice attack. Let's go look at just 2 more. And like I said, we use this attack like crazy. It's just so powerful. So we've got another one with 2 golems here. So we're using 2 golems, basically that tried and true, but it gives you that the stoned entry. So you use that extra golem for the wall wrecker as an extra golem. Just it's a good thing for here when you have to do tons of funneling. You got a lot of defenses to make sure that you take out, and we're just getting so much value here on this entry. It's just crazy. So we've got the wall wrecker doing its thing, breaking into here. We do have a pesky Tesla. Probably should have thrown a couple of hogs in there. Not really a big deal. We've got the golem lagging behind and a couple of golemites, but look at that pathing. And the wall wrecker does take out defenses and buildings too, so it's just crushing this path. We've got a squishy CC with Valks and baby dragons and I don't know what else, witches, whatever's in there. And then we've got a multi-inferno, which you don't see anymore hardly at all. So we heal up that core with those Valkyries. I believe there's Valkyries in there, or maybe it's bowlers. I can't really tell. It's just so much going on. But we've taken care of the CC. We've taken care of the enemy queen, so we can start sending the hogs in. And they're just going to go make their way through just like the rest of we've seen. We've got plenty of heals to spare. We've only got a few more defenses left and 2 heals. One had just been dropped. And now I think there's only 1 splash damage to left over. And the rest are just point defenses, which can be easily handled with a heal. So we'll fast forward this as well, as it's almost cleaned up. Queen is still up with ability, swagging the heal, really swagging the ability, just using it to get it done quicker. But those hogs will be able to clean up everything by themselves. So really cool. Even swagging the poison, don't need to use that, but it would be great to use for, there we go. There, we've just used it to help them move along. So just another great attack. And 19. We're going to look at this one and then just one more after this. So this is one where again, we're doing the cold-blooded with the wall wrecker. Coming in at the opposite side of that town hall, knowing we want to drop that golem around the 3 o'clock area, so we don't want it to walk to the mortar. We want to control that, or we want to control where we can drop it. Here we're doing some funneling. This looks to me like a fresh hit, and that's just, again, the power of this attack is just being able to kind of guess what is going on and make mistakes and still are able to get the 3-star. Drop the golem at that Tesla, drop the wall wrecker, which it has very little damage. It is going to come into the area of this single inferno, but this is where the freeze comes into play. You can drop that freeze as it starts to build up, and there we go. It's going to completely reset the inferno, and that wall wrecker will get in a couple more walls, which is just, I mean, it opens the entire base up from the core. The king is going to walk away. Queen is going to come in here following that golem, so we're just going to get an insane amount of value into this core. And again, we've got another L-shaped for the hogs, just straight from 6 o'clock all the way to 9, across to 12, and back to 1, with almost nothing in the core. So, you know, 4 heals to push them through this is just really too much. I think we could probably do it with 3, 1 at 9 o'clock and 1 right at the 12 o'clock area. And I think that would be plenty to push these hogs through. But we do have 4 of this, so we don't have to be stingy, and we can make sure that we don't fail the raid because of a mistake like that. Keeping a couple hogs, still hasn't deployed them all. Wants to make sure that those mortars are taken care of on the outside. Now, we could have used those hogs a little sooner so those hogs are not jumping out of the core, because that's the last thing we want to have happen. We need to take care of that inferno tower and everything, but that's fine. It's all going down. And then we've got a bunch of skellies that are happening. We've swagged that last heal. There's no need to use it except to heal the hogs as they take on those skellies. But I think we're going to go swag that. We've got a king that's walking around with ability. We've got a giant that just decided he didn't bring the beer, so he didn't even come to the party. So we're healing up that king as it's end of the raid. And we're going to look at one more, another one using 2 golems at number 21. It is a lower tier Town Hall 10, but still the attack is exactly the same. And you'll see how much damage this wall wrecker does. It just one-shots a lot of these walls if they're lower walls. So just incredibly powerful. We're using a couple golems here. I think we could have probably got away with just 1. But you know, it's such a low level base that we wanted to do a really good funneling job, so why not? And I think we have a complete full golem up besides the golemites. 1 golem that I don't think he's even been touched yet. So we've got another wall wrecker coming in, which is like another golem. I don't understand what was happening here. I guess he triggered it by accident, but it's just like stalled. So I've never seen that before. If it went through, it would have gone all the way to that, probably to the back Inferno tower. That's how long it would have made. But instead, we popped the wall wrecker, and those Valks come out, and they're starting to do their thing up top. But again, lower level base just means that we can make a lot of either mistakes or just to be in the general vicinity of the attack area. Queen's making her way into the core. When she pops the ability, she's going to be able to get that Inferno Tower, the Bomb Tower, both Bomb Towers, So just tons of value for her on that. And these hogs have an easy job. Another L-shaped coming in at 9 o'clock, down to 6, across to 3, and up to 12 with 4 heals and a rage. I don't think we've even used the spell yet. So we've got 3 more heals and a rage for this base for all these hogs. That means that we've completely just crushed this already. Definitely did not need to use that heal right there. That was just, I don't know, just for good marks. But we haven't used the rage yet. We haven't used that last heal, and we're just pushing through the rest of the base. We'll fast forward this a little bit. Probably would need to use that last heal. Definitely don't need to use the rage. But we've got the hogs making their way through. They've got to do all the cleaning since the king and queen are down. And then we have the clan castle in the middle. So hopefully you guys have found this enjoyable. I make tiny mistakes which actually cost me the raid, or big mistakes that cost me the raid, not tiny ones. But on FCs and everything like that, it's just really an overpowered attack. And I think the more and more people get used to it, I don't think you can build a town hall that's really fantastic around against this strategy and not be completely decimated by another strategy because of how weak you leave it. So anyway, go ahead, practice these. You get used to the compositions, do friendly challenges, do it, get those 6-star clan wars, and practice those 3-star attacks.